It's your girl J9 Eve. Make sure you remember to hit the like button on your way in. Do your girl a favor. Hit that subscribe button if you have not already. Hit that subscribe button. The notification bell button, definitely. Because I have been posting a whole lot more and you want to be able to know when I did that so that you can get in on this, okay? Get in on this. Let's get into it. Hi everybody, it's your girl J9 Eve, and we're gonna react to playback reacting to the foolishness going on TikTok behind this Dahmer spiel. Apparently there's a bunch of TikTokers whom are running around talking about how they feel sorry for Jeffrey Dahmer after watching the series, which I know why this is happening. I mean, there's proof out there already in other serial killers, and so the danger of this. Let's just hop in.
Because I high-key felt bad for Jeffrey Dahmer.
Look at his receipt.
It's not even good form, neither.
Bro, just look at his receipt.
Come on, bro.
Serious question. Is there something wrong with me because I high-key felt bad for Jeffrey Dahmer? Okay, so first things first, that whole documentary was like 12 out of 10. Like, that shit was fire. Coming from someone that likes like true crime shit, right? Now, throughout
there's an epidemic of people.
All right, now
watching these true crime episodes, and it is
Hey, don't knock it until you try it, baby. It's really good stuff. I'm addicted to it myself, you know. I'm addicted to it too. It's very good. Well, I like scary movies too though. That might be why.
influencing the way they see life to the point where they're coming out with really, really bad takes on things.
You saying something is fire after watching people lose their lives, like, man, that shit was that shit was so cold, dog.
Man, that shit was entertaining as fuck.
Man, after I was done with that, I'm in so serious, chat. I had watched it for like after episode 5 or 6, whatever episode that was with the death man. I had to like take a day break. I was like, I can't. I had to like pause for a second. This is a lot. I had to chill out for a second, bro. Y'all speed running through a Jeffrey Dahmer series is crazy, bro. Yeah. Y'all binge watching this in 1 or 2 days. Y'all are crazy, bro.
No, this
I had to stop for a second. I was like,
yeah, I
want to hear her reason why though.
thing, I was like, damn, like this shit is crazy. Like, that's so sad. All like the murders and everything that like he did, the way he did it. Like, I was like, damn, like this shit is mad scary. Like, that's so sad. But I was like fine throughout the whole thing because like I watch a lot of true crime, whatever. But bitch, when they killed Jeffrey, I was like literally teary-eyed. Like, I got teary-eyed. I'm looking at my
shit off, nigga. Turn that off. You're fucking weird. There's no way you just said the murders.
There is a way. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why this is happening. Because of who they chose to play that part. He's the guy who's from like American Horror Story. He is a very special character. This actor, this guy, he pulls off things that are like strange in that show, in American Horror Story. Like the shows that he does, like those series, no matter what part he plays, there's always some weird, creepy thing. But he has this very extremely kind of sexy energy. They picked someone with sex appeal to play Dahmer. Dahmer was not sexy. Dahmer looked like a basic bitch. Like, he was like a basic white boy that like, he was not attractive, you know, like, and there are some serial killers who were physically attractive, who actually were. I only could think of one, but he was not one. He was like a plain Jane, a very, very basic bitch. So the reason what happened is who they chose to play that part. It was a terrible idea because it's also there. We're gonna have more serial killers on our hands now. The impressionable, like, serial killers always tell the story of a serial killer before them that inspired them. This just got sent into social media like satellite, just sent out to every weirdo on the internet who already was borderline considering it, but just maybe a little too chicken shit to go for it. Are now, we're gonna have a bunch of these little things, and they're gonna be young. Like This was a terrible idea, extremely irresponsible. But it's because of who they chose to play him. If they picked some rando who actually looked like Jeffrey Dahmer, wouldn't nobody have gave a shit. We'd have all been waiting for the part where he gets brutalized, just like we all always knew and loved. You didn't like that part. But because of who they picked, there's already an emotional attachment that we have to this character, this person who's playing this character. And he always plays these types of things. And so you know what I mean? That's what happened. Like, oh my gosh. Yeah.
Whatever. Whatever.
It's so sad.
It was so sad. But the murders and whatever was so sad. But when the actual serial killer lost his life, God, I couldn't take it. Oh,
that part.
Not real life.
No, you're
awake.
You know what's so crazy? I came in this thinking I was gonna be a little neutral, right?
He think he in a simulation.
Awake, right?
I came into this trying to be as neutral as possible because, to be fair, the way that it's written, it is written in a way in almost like you come across as sympathetic, or at least it makes the story. It's a very well put together story, right? But I wasn't crying when
we should probably be looking into the person who directed it, or basically the person who directed it, because they chose the way to send it, like the way the point that they wanted to get out from this whole story. And I don't think it was built for the feeling of or sympathy of the victim. It was more so to make us relate to Jeffrey. It's crazy, right? Like, so I'd be interested to find out what else he's directed, or she, whoever directed it, what else they've done.
This nigga died. It sounded like you weren't even crying for the other 17 people you watched die.
She wasn't.
Do we live in a simulation?
Yep.
Like, oh my God, like, please don't tell me they kill him. Don't tell me he died. I'm looking at myself like, bitch, what? Like, what? For some reason, like, everything that he did that was...
First of all, how young are you that you don't know that Jeffrey Dahmer got killed in prison? We all know about this. It was like a stick. He got him, the same way he was getting folks. He got that karma. He got that prison karma. You know what I'm saying? Handed to him by a black man. Hey. You didn't know? She must be 12. Like, how do you not know how it ends? Like, were these people watching this like it was a Blair Witch project? Like, they still thought it was brand new? Like, this is some old shit. How do you not know that he was going to die? Like, how do you not know that? Do you not know? And you claim to be a true crime fan? Cat. But you ain't know Jeffrey Dahmer. You was shocked when he was about to die. Okay, got you. Roger Dodger.
It's like absolutely horrifying, just like out the window. I'm literally like looking to my side and I'm like, please tell me they don't kill him. I felt so fucking bad. Like, I actually felt bad. Like, it was like ridiculous. I'm thinking to myself, like, you should not be feeling bad for this man. Like, but I dead ass didn't want him to die. Like, I was kind of pissed. I was like, what the fuck?
Because you wanted to see him do some more push-ups. Because they sexualized the person, the actor who was playing his character, who had sex appeal when the actual one didn't. They played y'all with that. I'm saying y'all because I'm not gonna watch it now. Like, I like to remember my Jeffrey the way my Jeffrey was. A ugly asshole who got it exactly how he deserved it in the end. Y'all are not gonna change my perspective. Hell, motherfucker, I know he had a bad life. Everybody had a bad life, but not everybody's eating the neighbor's kids. Like, this is ridiculous.
Y'all niggas is sick, bro. I actually didn't know it was like.
I'm definitely not watching it.
Weird.
Is it that important to have like a anti-opinion? Like, can we all agree?
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie.
All be able to agree.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie. I did not think it was this bad. I thought y'all were gonna like just say the character and the story was well written and you have a bit more understanding for him. But like, nah, y'all sexualizing this man in the act of killing people.
I need to know what the psychology is behind me finishing the series and going, I kind of feel sorry for him. Basically, in the last episode, he gets murdered in prison and he's like really silent and he just like gets battered to a pulp. Like, I totally appreciate this man is probably like the worst of the worst. No, he is the worst of the worst. He is literally like Lucifer himself. Like, it's that bad. He's a cannibal. He's a sexual predator. He drugs people. He beats them. He dismembers them. He murders them. He tortures them. He eats them. Like, he keeps their body parts. Like, he is crazy. This man is crazy. But for some reason, I feel really sorry for him. Like, oh my God. But in my heart, I'm like, I feel really sorry for you. I feel really...
I I'm gonna tell you, it's because of the guy who played him. It's y'all just have to learn how to disconnect the actor from the character he's playing. This is what's happening. It's because of the characters that he's played before. It's always these dark things. He's very good at that. And it's so weird, but he is able to come across as actually sexy, even though he's weird. It's not like he's actually necessarily physically attractive, because he isn't. Even the actor, but he isn't actually necessarily a physically attractive guy, but he has this weird, creepy confidence. And it came through on this, and you guys got mixed up between him and Jeffrey, and so you're attracted to the guy, the actor. It's not Jeffrey that you like, it's the actor who played him. Y'all so dumb.
He's sorry that you are that lonely.
Also, he wasn't lonely.
Oh, he was lonely.
Bro, what in the fuck? Where he was literally in an ongoing relationship in one of those episodes. He was not lonely.
No, he was. He was lonely. I didn't see the series, but I have seen enough little documentary things about Jeffrey Dahmer to know this. He definitely was lonely. The reason he was killing these people, he would kill them because he didn't want them to leave. Like, he would bring them home, to do the mating dance. And then after they would do it, he knew it was just for that. So they were going to leave. He didn't want them to leave. So he would choose to keep them. And that's how he would keep them. The reason he ended up in that relationship with that one guy was because that guy didn't leave. It was like the way that it went when they had their first encounter. It was like he was just hanging around, still just being around. Like he wasn't in any rush to leave. And Jeffrey sensed it quick enough to realize, like, oh, well, shit. Okay, well, this one's going to hang around. And so he ended up having an actual relationship there for a little bit. Like, that was how that happened. Somebody gave him the impression that they didn't want to leave, because he's creepy. Like, they would get to the house. It was for money, like with that guy, it wasn't for money. He met him. They hooked up. He didn't have to tell him he was going to pay him. The guy wasn't in any rush to leave. And that's how he ended up in a relationship. He literally was just like, he just didn't want to be by himself. That was exactly what. So yeah, he was a lonely person. He wanted to have somebody around, but he knew people don't like to be around him because he's weird. So you're wrong about that.
He was surrounded with several men all the time. He was not lonely. But the fact that and people think that this is the reason why it should not make series of like serial killers, because it forces people cannot discern mentally. They cannot contextualize mentally. They do not have the emotional intelligence to sit here and to acknowledge their feelings about something does not usurp the actual facts of it, or they walk away with something, especially when you make a serial killer the main character. You kind of like push aside the 17 other bodies and make them less significant than the actual person at the top, like who's actually killing them. What makes it worse is that in the series, here's what's crazier. In the last 2 or 3 episodes of the series, when they finally caught Jeffrey Dahmer and put him in jail, bro, he was receiving love letters in jail.
Oh, they always do.
People got his story and they just start writing to.
They always do. These rocks are also like the worst of the worst get the most letters. They get sent money. They get married. They get marriage proposals. And some of them end up actually getting married, even though they'll never see the light of day again. But they still have a wife on the outside who's now committed to putting money in the commissary until she die or he die, until one of them die. And then she'll send a pen pal letter to his inmate, and that'll be her next husband. Those are crazy people too, though. Like the ones who do that, send those are the crazy people too. It's just a matter of time before they start eating the neighbors' kids as well.
Him like,
this is fun.
God, I love you so much. Can you sign me an autograph and send it back? They were sending him
Look at
money
Agent's
in jail.
face. He hasn't said anything.
I don't even know what to say. I mean, I actually, this is actually much worse than what I thought it was. I did not know that there's people who are being to this level of sympathetic, and y'all making compilations of what this man was doing in the act. Bro, what is this? Anyone else secretly thinking Jeffrey Dahmer was hot? Nah.
When everyone is freaking out about how morbid the new Dahmer show is.
See, look, so she said, anybody thinking that Dahmer is hot, it's not Dahmer, it's the actor who's playing him. It's so weird. It's like they cannot distinguish between the actor and the character. Like, he's not Dahmer, he's an actor playing him. You're attracted to the actor who's playing him. He's making this weird thing look charming because that's the type of actor he does. That's the type of character work he does. Like American Horror Story, all his characters are just like this. This is what they're like. They're all morbid and stuff, but he he finds a way to make them seem fun and attractive and charming. This is his gift. They picked this guy to play Dahmer. It was like doing no service for humanity. They should have picked a nobody who was a shitty actor, unattractive, balding, or at least very thin, like Myron. They picked this guy, but that's why she thinks she's attracted to him. Oh my God.
And you're just bummed they didn't show the actual morbid parts.
Bro, these are people who really lost their lives. They're real victims. It's something that is
yeah,
very
but they're
serious.
black, remember?
You all like over.
These are white people. He killed black people. Remember, they don't count. Black people aren't people, remember? They're like a third of a person. So every third person Jeffrey Dahmer killed, according to the white people, he only killed one. I mean, what's the big deal? Y'all keep forgetting. I think they upset because they're black men. And nobody cared that this guy was killing these black dudes. Look at Agent's face. He's like, what in the hell what kind of simulation is this exactly?
Looking the fact that 17 people died in that documentary, and some of you all are obsessing and sexualizing a serial killer, or the fact that you are looking at families are actually affected by this and y'all take away from it was, man, I just feel so sorry for Jeffrey Dahmer. It's crazy. And it's further proof that like
it's the actor.
certain things, even as an adult, some of you all should not be watching just because y'all have a hard time emotionally contextualizing a lot of things and not being able even as adults, like y'all niggas are not really thoroughly prepared yet to really be watching shit like this, because if you are only compassionate, or you were more compassionate about Jeffrey Dahmer than the actual victims, to the point where you cried when he died instead of like the actual victims.
Well, the reason why is because they don't give like backstories and stuff, like all this backstory and stuff to the victims. They tell the whole life story of Dahmer. So you can't get attached to a character that doesn't have a backstory in any movie. Like you don't get attached to the people playing background characters, like people in a movie and somebody just walks by. You don't become like invested emotionally with what happens to them in the story, in the plot. You don't. It's the people whose whole story you know how they grew up, you know how their parents see them, you know what's the way that they see things. You see them sitting in the corner, they look shy. You're able to relate to certain things that they do. Not all the things, clearly, because the cannibalism, ain't nobody relating to that shit. But like just the regular old stuff that he did that was odd, or you know what I mean, that you can relate to. They're relating to this thing, and we've never seen this. Like the way that they did this movie, I can see now they're probably gonna do a bunch of other ones, and serial killers popularity is gonna skyrocket because people already like to, just like Agent said, like they have to go to the other side. It's popular to say the controversial thing, so people are gonna they're gonna jump right on the bandwagon of like that these people are like the best people, they're the smartest. I can tell you what's so funny is what started with a big thing that got people's brains are thinking about that maybe there isn't a good guy and a bad guy, maybe there's something else. And it was from the Avengers. Thanos, he was the bad guy, he was the villain, but was he? Like, because his intentions were good. His intentions were actually to save humanity in the long run, right? It's like, we don't have enough resources. It's going to end faster, and nobody has it in them to make the decision. So he was choosing to be the bad guy. He was just going to do it himself. And so the introduction of, well, he was the bad guy, but he actually wasn't the bad guy, right? And so now we live in a time where people are able to kind of relate to stupid shit, basically.
Something is severely wrong with you, and you going to TikTok and asking, man, I'm just wondering about all my psychiatrist viewers out there. What is the thing called when I feel sorry for the serial killer but not the other people who died? What is that called? Or just go talk to somebody, nigga. Go see somebody, because you clearly are off mentally. Something's wrong with you. But yeah, I think it's very odd that like y'all found that as entertainment, like him chopping up people, 17 people died. Y'all just like, oh, that's entertainment. But then y'all were like really just harped on your strings when he died. Like that's when he's like, oh my goodness. Hey man,
I didn't know what the takeaway is from this.
I'll be honest with you. That's what I don't know what the takeaway of this, man.
All right, y'all, and that's a wrap on that. If you are out there and you find yourself being a Jeffrey Dahmer fan or feeling sorry for him when he died in that movie, please understand you just got bamboozled. It was the actor. They picked the perfect person to bamboozle y'all with that. Just get your shit together, Okay, just get your shit together. Y'all are gonna have to please try to behave, because this right here was ridiculous. This was absolutely ridiculous. Y'all gonna have to behave, because I'm not gonna. But this is starting to make me think that maybe I have to, because y'all just don't seem like y'all are gonna. But mama love you anyway, and peace out.